Hi, my name is Seongsoo Kim. The book I'm going to introduce is The Texas City Disaster 1947. Have you ever heard of this incident? This is about the disaster that happened in Texas 70 years ago. When we think about disasters, it is easy to come up with natural disasters. But this instance is a manifest man-made disaster. First, look at these pictures. What do you think? When I first saw these pictures, I felt like pictures of battlefields. However, these pictures are not related to war. This is a scene of a disaster caused by a ship exploding. On April 16, 1947, the French cargo Grand Camp in Texas City loaded hundreds of tons of ammonium nitrate. Perhaps workers' cigarettes might have been transferred to this dangerous fertilizer. The fire that started was so large that it could not be controlled in a short time. The ship closed the hatch to suppress the fire. This made the situation worse. Shortly thereafter, the ship literally exploded, killing hundreds of people within about 2,000 feet and causing total destruction. The results were terrible. More than 500 people were killed, more than 5,000 people were injured, more than 500 houses were destroyed, and 2,000 people lost their homes. The seaport was destroyed, and many businesses were flattened or burned, and more than 1,100 vehicles were damaged. So, what were the causes of this disaster? Stephens summarized the causes in three ways. First of all, the apparent ignorance and indifference of officials about the hazardous potential of the fertilizer. This is evidenced by the fact that the fire started because of the workers' cigarettes while handling explosive fertilizers. No one knew how dangerous materials were around them. Besides, when the fire started on the ship, closing the hatch eventually led to a bigger disaster. They did not know how they should have done. Secondly, the absence of governmental supervision over the operations. The government should have managed the route and safety of dangerous materials, but they didn't. I'll discuss this again later. Finally, the weaknesses of safety management and practices. There were many other dangerous materials at the seaport. There was a clear risk of secondary explosion. Nevertheless, many people were killed or injured because of a chain explosion. In other words, there was a lack of safety management and related exercises. These three causes combined to create a major disaster. This has nothing to do with natural disasters. It was a disaster that human beings made themselves. This tragic disaster cautioned Americans. First, regulations on the management of hazardous materials has been strengthened. Emergency management for hazardous materials has also been developed. It includes handling precautions and countermeasures in case of an accident. However, the author of this book cautiously argues that these disasters can happen again. It has to do with the question of responsibility. The government has a responsibility to stop these disasters. Companies handling dangerous materials have the same responsibility. However, the way they approach this problem is different. The government needs more regulations and it has to be a big government. The position of the companies is different. They claim to have fewer regulations and a small government, and claim to be able to manage it on their own. Which direction do you think is right? A big government? A small government? It seems to be a difficult question. The author of this book argues that the problem is that the government has accepted the demands of companies to ease regulations. Companies have taken down safety for greater profits, and nobody has finally fulfilled their responsibilities. Man is an animal of forgetfulness. Disasters 70 years ago may happen again. We should keep that in mind. Looking at the references, it seems that they generally agree with the author's analysis. If there is a difference, Stephens has also carried out analysis of people who are applauded in this disaster situation. I will leave it to your judgment whether these analyses were necessary or not, too much or not. Thank you.